Hi, Dee Dee.
Hey Leah, how are you today?
I'm good. I think we finally have the technology right and going. I'm trying to check. So I will let you get started while I check our technology.
Well, here I am in my virtual classroom as school gets ready to start. And I know you and I were talking about back to school and some kids going to school and some kids staying home from school. But regardless of whether the kids are staying home or going to school, if they have a life-threatening food allergy, you really probably want to consider having a 504 plan. Now, a 504 plan, for those of you who don't know, is a legally binding contract between you and the school, and you work in collaboration to put it together, and it gives your child legal accommodations for their food allergy. And that is Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. And that's what that is. Now, Leah, I know you've had a lot of experience in consulting with families with food allergies on 504 plans.
Yeah, so I'm pretty lucky. I've been able to be on both sides. So I help schools put into place 504s when they have questions. I've been available to answer and help navigate sort of on the school side, as well as
Mm-hmm.
help families navigate what they want to ask for, what's reasonable. So one of I find challenging, or at least my clients find challenging, is one of the things in Section 504 says schools must provide reasonable accommodations. What's reasonable? So I know that's a big challenge. So kind of what do we want to go over today is the 504 that you've had for years and years is not the same this year. Um, so what are some accommodations that you're suggesting this year, Dee?
Well, I think if you're in school, you're eating in the classroom. So your accommodations are going to want to target the classroom, also the cafeteria. So when things do return to normal, hopefully things will return to normal sooner rather than later. That you still have extracurricular activities included. You still have, if your child is going to take or is taking public transportation, accommodations for the school bus, accommodations for field trips, all of that kind of thing. But making sure that we're really focused on the classroom if you already have a 504 and what that looks like in the classroom. Is that cleaning and sanitizing several times a day? Does it involve your child sitting at a designated allergen free zone? Really talk to your school about those things because that's going to be really important.
Yeah, so one of the things that we really talk about when I'm working with families in schools is that allergen-free table. So in cafeterias, even if you are eating in cafeteria, so one of the schools that I am working with up on the north side of Atlanta is they're having, I'm trying to remember the exact phrasing they're trying to explain to parents because we've been over it and over it and it's still not done, but we're trying to explain that your child, depending on grade, will eat in the cafeteria 1 or 2 days a week. And so it's going to keep alternating. So you kind of have to put in your 504 plan. What does it look like when your kid eats in the cafeteria? And so they don't have a allergy table, which I personally, in my research and years of doing this, I like not having an allergy free table because it sets up this weird sense of
Mhm.
security. Because even if it's allergy free, there's like 170 different foods that are considered allergens. So it's
And we do want
allergy
to make sure we're
free,
creating inclusive environments for those kids so that they're not, at the table in the back of the room. That's just horrible for them.
right? And what how I like to explain that is if you had another disability where you said all the kids in wheelchairs have to eat at that table, all the kids with epilepsy have to eat at that table, the news media would be camped out. So I like to, really think about that. And also it really doesn't provide the safety that we think we do. So, and that, as we talk about cleaning and sanitizing, what does sanitizing mean? Because you hear sanitize, sanitize, sanitize.
Hmm.
Even in my kids' class this morning, because I am now retaking third grade, one of the words I heard them reading in a story was sanitize. And she said, well, what does that mean? And this little girl was like, you have to get the goo on your hands, rub, 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 rub. And then so my third grader, who's the little brother of a food allergic child, said, no, that only gets rid of germs, not food allergies. And I thought, oh, I should put him on camera. And he is right. So, yes, that sanitizer will absolutely get rid of germs. and, COVID and flu and all that kind of stuff, but it's not going to get rid of foodborne, proteins. I think we may have lost Dee Dee. So I'm just going to keep talking and hopefully she will rejoin us. We're having some Wi-Fi issues all over the world with everyone home. So as you're working with your school, or if you're a school writing your 504 plans, you need to think about when you write in sanitizing around lunch or snack time, whether it's in the cafeteria or it's in another place like the classroom. You need to really think about what is cleaning. Are you washing with soap? Or are you washing with sanitizer? So make sure that whoever is now in charge of lunchtime is understanding that difference. So that's one thing that we have going for us. Another thing that is really common when we talk about food allergies is the transportation. Is how is your child, if they're going to school, so some schools are opening with limited students every other week, and some students are coming not at all, just a few of the students are coming. So if, when, how your kids get back to school, if they are transferring in and out, talk about, is there going to be eating? How is the bus going to be cleaned? Who's going to monitor it? Because the bus driver already does have quite a bit to do, and we certainly don't want them to have to manage that. But at the end of the day, what I really like to talk about when we are working with 504 plans is communication is key. Just like everything else in food allergic world, we have to really talk about training. Who's trained? Who knows how to take care of my kid? Who knows how to use the epi, whether it's whatever brand you have? Who knows how to recognize and respond? And so who are those people that are going to be in charge of your child? Because it might be different in this new environment. So if your kid's going to school, if they're going in person, whether it's now or 6 months from now or in a week, really think about what is your 504, what are the goals of it, what do you have in place, and how does it need to adjust? And of course, if you have questions, just need like a quick 5-minute answer, we're happy to do that. We're happy to spend more or less time, whatever you need. Feel free to reach out anytime you have a stumbling block. We're happy to help, whether you're a parent, a student who's going into college trying to manage all of this, or an administration teacher. We're really happy to help. Have a great day, everyone, and we look forward to talking to you next Thursday. And please submit questions. If there's anything you want us to cover, please let us know. We're happy to answer questions too.